Ladies and gentlemen, the day has finally arrived. February 14th, 2021. Of course, I'm talking about the Snyder Cut trailer. It dropped in all its goodness, but what's this? Out of the darkness, out of the depths of Warner Brothers comes another ultimate betrayal. We're going to be talking about all of that and more right fucking now. Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Matt Jarbo here with $3 Theater, and it is Valentine's Day, so I hope you're having a good one. I spent the morning with my children enjoying their company while we are once again snowed in. The snowpocalypse hit my house once again yesterday. Once again this morning. Holy crap. If you're curious about how bad things are in Washington, this was my front porch yesterday. This is still about as bad as it looks on my car. We've been able to clear the girlfriend's car off, but it's pretty bad, and it sucks because it keeps me from going out and actually earning a living. So if you do want to help support the channel right now during the snowpocalypse, probably the best way to do that would be streamlabs.com/$3 Theater/tip. That'd be the best way. That way it doesn't go through YouTube super chat feature, which takes 30%. And that, of course, is my shilling for the moment. So let's talk about this trailer. Damn, son, it was cool, man. And so people have been asking me to go through it a little bit, so I thought that I would, but I wanted to try something a little bit different today with StreamYard as a whole. There we go. So you can actually share video footage, video stuff now on StreamYard, so I thought we'd take a look this way. And I want to also quickly talk about the betrayal. There's going to be a betrayal. I got Enosh from Poindexter Lounge coming in a few minutes, and we're going to be breaking that down because Warners can't help themselves at this point. They simply, fundamentally cannot help themselves at this point, and it's frustrating. It's exceptionally frustrating to watch because you would think that after all this time, they would be in it as a team effort. They did something today that they haven't done before, which is fascinating, but we're going to talk about all that. So let's take a look here at the trailer. Now, what I love here, I'm just going to kind of lower the volume because I don't want to get copyright claimed. What I love here about this opening, right? What I love here about the opening is that we watch Superman's death and we see the call out, right? We see the call out. The mother boxes are being activated. What I love about this is that this is a setup. This is a setup for it being a sequel to Batman v Superman. You know, not that like, do you know did you ever find a hippo with the bad mustache? Did you ever find a hippo with the bad mustache? Like whatever that crap opening was from Justice League. But this one's like, Superman is dead. And in his dying breath, he called out and it echoed across the world and it ignited the mother boxes, getting the attention of the bad ones. So you got that. And I love that because it just shows it here. Just like echoing across Gotham and Metropolis, showing us that it's going to be going around the world. I just thought that was really great. I love it. Here we got the, can't unring that bell, the mascara after it falls. We've seen a bit of this from the Justice League. We kind of know what part that is, so to speak. Oh, great. I'm still trying to figure this player out. All right, let me do that. All right. Now, this is cool because everyone wants the nightmare sequence. Everyone wants more of the nightmare sequence. And this is an entirely different shot. We never got any nightmare stuff, if I recall, from Justice League. I saw it one time. So I don't remember everything about it, but I don't think we did. And everyone's been really wanting more of this. And so I really kind of like the handheld approach to this shot right here, where it looks more like gritty and the world's destroyed. Now, we've seen a lot of this kind of footage before. That's the only downside of the trailer that I've noticed. I mean, well, outside of that, we got this shot here of Steppenwolf talking to Darkseid, and you see all the parademons and everything else. And then even going back here a quick second, we see this hall of Desaad and Granny Goodness, and then all the parademons. And this is probably like as they're going to initiate something with Earth, I think was it the anti-life equation. I'm not the biggest, I don't know all of the details. I'm not an expert on DC. I just watch it and I enjoy it. That's where I'm at. But I still just look at like the imagery here. It just looks menacing. It looks intimidating. It looks amazing. And I'm really happy with it. So then we got, again, just this, come on, right? Like everyone's all like, oh, Darkseid, and it's like he's like, oh, this is fucking Darkseid. Like this is Darkseid. It just looks menacing as all hell. I really love it. I really love the way that they put this together. And it just, I mean, this is where the money went. If you're wondering, like, a lot of people were like, oh, it's 70 million. What's he going to do? And it's like, finish the CG, because he didn't have the CG before. So this is the technology. And then he's got the benefit, and I mean this, he has the benefit of being able to use the new technology, because the CG in 2016, 2017 is only advanced now. So we get a lot more out of this, which is just, I mean, again, it looks like a graphic novel. It looks like it's popping off the scene, you know, and I really love that. I really think that's great. And then, you know, well, let's see if we get a better shot of Actually, I want to see if we get a better shot of Steppenwolf right there now. Hold on. Look at that. I mean, just like his armor is there. He's obviously, we see him without the helmet on. It's not as spiky. So that's kind of cool. We get to see him in different versions of his armor, which I like. I think that's pretty badass. Then we get, obviously, you know, the assault on Themyscira. This might also be the history lesson. I'm not too sure, but I think this is the Themysciran one. Because they're going after just him right here. We saw that part. Like, look at that. He's just going to destroy everybody. We've seen this stuff. This was the beginning of the movie. This was what was in the 2017 version. Again, like, there are a couple little things that are new, but there's a lot that's not new. And there's a lot that's been seen either that was, you know, in the original marketing for Justice League or was in the subsequent stuff that Zack put out there. And I think, like, that's good and it's bad, because the fans, those of you who have, like, been in this for the last couple of years, you fully know, like, how everything is. Like, you know what to expect here. So it's kind of like, for the normies, though, is this going to be too much of, like, this is still just like what I saw in 2017? Now, and I brought up an analogy last night, right? So if you look at it like this is where the fan base is going to have an issue. This is their challenge, so to speak. So what you've got is, if you take Watchmen, for example. So we all love Watchmen, but you've got 3 versions of it: theatrical, director's, ultimate. Okay. Now the directors and the ultimate build off of the theatrical, which is great. So you can argue. So when you try to sell sell Watchmen on somebody who may have only seen the theatrical, you can go, no, it's that movie that you liked, but there's more. Right. So it's like, oh, okay, you can sell it as like as a stepping stone to the next iterations of it. Right. This is a bit different, because people aren't going to know about Joss Whedon, about Zack stepping down. They're going to know Zack did it. They're going to know maybe they don't like it, or that their friends didn't like it. And so when you're trying to explain what the Snyder Cut is to other people, what you're you can't sit there and go, it's like 2017's version, but better because there's more. You have to go, it's 2017, like, it's like 20% of 2017 what you saw. I can't tell you which 20%, but it's 20%. And then there's 80% more on top of that. Never mind a double runtime, double the length of the runtime, because that was a hard 2-hour cut, and this is going to be 4 hours. So it's like, we as fans that are trying to sell this, that's the hardest part. That's even on us. That's the hardest part for us to sell it, because we're like, how do I sell this new vision? Especially when, like, you know, when you see that last shot of Diana, we've seen this shot of Bruce from the 2016 trailer, right? We've seen that. We've seen this, terrible pause, but we've seen this from not only the 20 lead into the 2017 movie. It's in the 2017 movie. So this is not new footage, and there's not enough distinction there. That's a problem. And that's an issue. And that's going to be something hard that we're, as fans, are going to have to, like, really try to sell it, because other people out there, the people that don't want this to exist, or that are upset that this is existing, this is one of those situations where it's like, they're going to be able to go, well, see, it's just the same stuff. It's just the same movie, because all they're able to showcase is that it's the same movie, even though it's vastly, insanely different. Right. So that becomes a bigger issue. Like, we've seen this Aquaman stuff, like, you know, not this specifically, but we know Steppenwolf went to Atlantis. We know there's a fight scene. So even though it's different, it's still kind of similar. And that's, again, going to be kind of the problem, is if you didn't like that scene, which a lot of people didn't really care for, that was in the Justice League. I don't know if that's going to be the same one. We got that great shot there of Cyborg. There we go. Look at that. That's sexy. Oh, look at Ray Fisher. Motherfucker got a cannon on his shoulder. He's all like, fuck you, bitch. It looks great. That looks awesome. I just love that shot. It's like he's got like the laser, he's got the cannon, he's got the eye, he's pissed off as hell. Clearly he's pointing that at Joss Whedon. Let's just be fair. Let's be fair. He's that's his motivation for that scene. Who do you hate, Ray? Feel it in your bones or your circuits, really. But that's a cool shot right there. And then we got the Flash, you know, we got the Bat, you know, look, the Batmobile, the Parademons. This is stuff we've seen before. And that's the problem. This is stuff we've seen before. Like that Bat tank from yesterday is not something we had seen before. You know, that Bat tank from yesterday was something that was just woefully different. And it was like, holy shit. Like, where's that in the movie? You know what I mean? Like this thing right here. Look at this thing. Look at that. That's a sexy motherfucker, dude. Like, oh my God. Like, you know, like show us that in the trailer. If you're teasing it, show it to us, because otherwise it just becomes a bit of a problem. You know, we've seen some of this stuff. We've seen this scene too. You know, at least elements of this scene that were in Justice League. Of course, Steppenwolf's design is different. You know, and I'm pretty sure the scene itself is going to play out differently. There's not going to be any like flash on Wonder Woman's boobs. You know, there's no jokey jokes in the movie, which is going to be good. You know, and then this is a good shot of Steppenwolf. You know, but I do like this line right here where you've got Alfred saying, like, you know, if you can't take down the bull, don't, you know, wave the red cape at it, which is a very interesting plot point, by the way. And this is a speculation and I don't know, but it's like, you know, if Batman is trying to bait Steppenwolf, right? Because if Superman's not alive yet, are they trying to bait Steppenwolf or bait Darkseid or bait whomever by showing the red cape, by having Cyborg project an image of Superman that appears to be real, that would bait them to a certain location as if they are waving that red cape trying to get the bull in. But Superman ain't alive yet. You know what I mean? Like at this point, they think he's still dead or he hasn't returned. So it's like, that's kind of cool. Like that's a pretty cool little development right there. Like we're using Superman to bait, you know, Steppenwolf so we can take him out. That's actually pretty dope, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm right or if I'm wrong. I have no freaking idea if I'm right or if I'm wrong, but that line right there, that's what it says to me. And I'm like, ooh, that gets my nips a going. See, we've seen this shot. We've seen that shot. That's a new one. Pa Kent. Okay. So that's Clark in a suit right there. This might be when they're resurrecting him. Cause I think they're in, if I recall, didn't they go back to the ship and they like put him back in the fluid, right? I think they're going to pull out his body. That's him in a suit. That's what he was buried in. And I think that's probably Batman that's lowering him in, but this is going to be an image that's actually a really powerful image. I love the relationship that Kevin Costner and Henry Cavill had in Man of Steel, as well as Cavill and Russell Crowe. I felt the father's dynamic in that was really good. The dueling ideologies and Clark having to weigh everything, I thought was fantastic, and getting more of Kevin Costner in any capacity is always great with me. I love Kevin Costner. All right, so we got a bit more Cyborg, got some, this is a new shot. This looks cool because we saw like the animatic of this a long time ago when the Flash saves Iris West. So we're going to get that whole sequence but again, if you've been ever following the development of this, you know, like you've seen images, you've seen this kind of stuff before. So for you, it's not new. And that's a complaint I've seen from some people today, is that it's not new. However, at the same time, we are seeing it finished, which is new. And that's actually pretty fucking cool. I like that quite a bit. You know, and then Batman here fighting parademons. Again, we've kind of seen that already in Justice League. You know, black suit, Superman's pretty dope. Cyborg, I mean, more than mascara. Like, there's the tank. And then, but again, we've also seen, like, you know, Barry and his dad. We've already seen this from the earlier trailers, from 2016 stuff. So this is like showing some new, and it's showing some stuff that's not new that we've already seen. There's a history lesson. There's Batman. I mean, this fight scene is kind of similar, and that's going to be the issue there. But I still love that Superman. That Superman shot is amazing. You know, so that's the thing, right? So that's the thing with this is the trailer is awesome. I've watched it already a bunch today. I didn't do a reaction to it because I was like, I woke up and I watched it. So I was like, fuck waiting, I'm going to watch this damn thing. But my complaints are mostly that we've already seen it. We've already seen a lot of this kind of stuff. And if you've been paying attention to it, especially the last couple of days, a lot of those shots ended up in there. Oh yeah, no, hold on. I don't want to pause you. We haven't gotten to the best part yet. We haven't gotten to the best part of the trailer. Yet. You know, this is what everyone is losing their damn mind over. And I love it.
It's a distant memory. Isn't that right? Batman.
I love it. Look at that. Look at the blood. Like, is he a cannibal at this point? Is he feasting on parademons? Is that how he is sustaining himself? The nightmare sequence is going to be like legit. But man, that whole like, we live in a society, and that's trending on Twitter right now. And people are so, some people are so upset by it. Never mind. It's like, it's very meta. All right. It's a very meta joke. It's a very meta thing. It's very funny in my opinion. And a lot of people out there are like, they're not happy with it, you know, because again, internet people, they get the joke, you know, and Zack was like, there's no jokes in this movie, but obviously that is a reference to some memes, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's like one of my favorite moments in what movie was it? The Last Stand, right? The X-Men The Last Stand was like the Juggernaut. Like, don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. And then you had the other joke in there too. It was a reference to the Wolverine versus Punisher short film when Wolverine kicks a guy in the balls and says, grow those back. That's actually a line from that short film, the last line in that one, because the Punisher shoots Wolverine in the balls and says, grow those back. So it's like, you know, there's like little meta references are okay with me. I'm fine with that. Because they're lost on most people. But this is, I mean, the trailer looks pretty decent. Like this stuff is going to be great. I want to see what's going on with Joker, having him be like the last thing, having that trend. A lot of people are finding that to be like the best stuff with it, you know? And so we are getting a fair amount of love off of it. And I think that's going to be pretty good. So I'm very happy with that. Let's see what you guys are saying about this though. All right. So let's see here. All right. Yeah. You Create Your Reality says, I just hope they are not making Joker some kind of hero. I mean, look, in the nightmare sequence, Batman's teaming up with like Deathstroke and the Joker. So it's kind of like, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend in that situation. And so they're clearly going to be having problems, but they're not going to make him into a hero. But in this moment, this is an alternate reality that will never happen. Right? Because they're going to have Flash go back, the cosmic treadmill. He's going to go back and he's going to stop everything. So that's kind of the whole point, right? That's what they're alluding to. Whether or not we get it, I don't know. But still. Let's see here. All right. What is Batman Superman saying? Hold on. I missed it. I don't know. Okay. He says the last shot destroys the entire MCU. Is that referring to what? I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if I would say that destroys the MCU. I'm saying it's good. I agree with Andrew here that the trailer was amazing. Baldhead here says, I agree the MCU is vastly different from the DCEU, which it is. The MCU is vastly different from the DCEU. And that's the thing, though, is the DCEU is trying to play catch up with the MCU. And we've seen this with the direction that like Hamada's gone and Berlanti's gone and Emmerich and Jim Lee. We've seen this. What Zack wants to do is he wants to build up to the MCU. He's taking a couple shortcuts by not having like solo movies and going into Justice League pretty quickly. But us getting a 4-hour Justice League is like pretty cool, right? Like it's still better than like a 2-hour Justice League. So it's one of those things where it's like you got to kind of run with it. But the two can simultaneously coexist. But I think fans are really going to end up going hardcore for this movie. I'm really hoping that it's good. All right, let's see. Resident Justice here says trailer was great, but I wish I could have thrown in a new element that we've never seen before to help the normies understand how different this is. Well, that's what I was talking about. So much of the movie is things that we've seen beforehand. And so, but then again, Resident, you, me and others, we are very much like, You know, we're very much in it. Like we're in it. So we see it. So the average person isn't going to see it. So yeah, I don't know. Andrew Christie here says, great music in the opening. Very mythic, ancient Tolkien-esque coupled with Superman cries. Yeah, I like that quite a bit too. Okay, so I just found out that Enosh will not be joining me, so I can jump on to the next topic here. So let's talk about the betrayal. All right, another betrayal. I know people are like, "What are you talking about, Matt? Like they didn't do that to anyone." And they kind of did. They kind of did. So we know that when it comes to Warner Brothers, when it comes to, you know, all this stuff, the way that they operate, quite frankly, is kind of crappy. How they treat Zack and how they treat other people, right? So, and especially how they treat Zack in this particular situation. Well, we know that over the span of the last, I don't know, forever it feels like, Warner Brothers Twitter account has been very silent when it comes to promoting anything involving the Snyder Cut, right? They didn't tweet out any, retweet any of Zack's teasers. They didn't showcase the Super Bowl thing. They didn't do any of that, right? You know what they did? Nothing. They were silent about it. But every other thing associated with Warner's and AT&T and Warner Media retweeted it. So when I talk about the betrayal here, when I bring that up, what I'm really referring to is this image right here, because this was the first time today that Warner's actually retweeted anything involving the Snyder Cut. And I went looking. So this is kind of weird, right? Like they retweet it first time. That's a good sign, right? That's a good sign. That's actually pretty damn good. So what I'm referring to here is the fact that they've also now, and this is coming from the Godzilla vs. Kong account, is that they have gone out and they have put up this particular 1 minute long teaser for Godzilla v Kong. And this is coming in through the Godzilla vs. Kong verified account, and it's been shared all over the web. But this is a Warner movie release. So this is a Warner PR thing. Warner Brothers, on the day that Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer drops, the final trailer leading into the release of the movie, they drop a new Godzilla v Kong teaser that shows quite a bit of the same footage, some new stuff. It looks amazing. I can't wait to watch it. And so this is no fault of the filmmakers or anything else. But this is absolutely throwing shade at the Snyder Cut. This is absolutely coming in to undermine the Snyder Cut. This is coming in to hurt Zack once again. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Matt, come on, what are you talking about? Can't we just enjoy both? Can't there just be both? All this kind of stuff. And the truth of the matter is, you know what? Yeah, we can enjoy it. But when we're talking about it from a business perspective, and we're talking about it from two movies that are coming out a week apart on the same streaming service, releasing teasers or trailers on the exact same day, doesn't make any sense. Because what everyone was running with, all the narratives I heard leading up to today, and I you know, cast doubt at this last night, is that what we were going to see, you know, people are saying, oh, Sony and Marvel are going to come out and they're going to talk about Tobey Maguire being Spider-Man. And that could still happen before the end of the day. I don't know. I don't think so. Because that would undercut everything involving Zack, and the fan base would be super pissed off at Marvel, even if they want to see Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, or if they want more Spider-Man 3 news. Today is not the day for that. Today is Zack's day. Today is Zack's day, right? We know that it's Zack's day. It's been talked about. The 214. It is in the fandom. It is it is a sacred day, so to speak. It ain't Valentine's Day. It's Zackentine's Day, whatever. So dropping this teaser for Godzilla v Kong today, of all days, on a Sunday of all days, doesn't make any damn sense in the world. So when I bring it up here, I went looking for some information to kind of back up my claims. And here's why. Here's my thoughts. Here's my theories on this one. When you think about what is going to be the measure of success for the Snyder Cut, because it's not going to theaters yet, I think we are going to get it in IMAX. It's not going to theaters yet, but what we are getting is a release on HBO Max. That is meant to be its flagship push, right? That was the first big announcement for HBO Max before they decided to push their 2021 slate all to HBO Max. But this is what they're doing. And so as a result of that, what we're seeing is now competition, direct competition, because those numbers matter. Now, are people going to watch both the Snyder Cut and Godzilla v Kong? Yeah, they are. But it's going to be taking away from the idea that the Snyder Cut exists. Because remember, this is an optics issue. What we're trying to do is sell that this is a different movie, right? If you go on HBO Max right now, I'm pretty sure you can find the 2017 version of Justice League that's on there to stream. So people that are seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League, seeing the trailers for that, are they going to know any fucking different? No, but then they all of a sudden see, Godzilla v Kong. Well, that one I want to see. That one I really want to see. Because that, at this point, is more of a popular brand than Zack Snyder's Justice League. And I know some people out there don't want to hear that. But look, this is an article from Cinema Blend from a few weeks ago when they dropped the first trailer saying Godzilla vs. Kong trailer is already breaking records. And they said here that since the initial numbers have flowed on Monday, Godzilla v. Kong's trailer numbers on the Warner Brothers YouTube has risen to close to 40 million views. To put things into perspective, the Batman DC fandom teaser that came out in August currently sits at 27.7 million views on YouTube 5 months later. Godzilla vs. Kong's viewership nearly beat its current count in a matter of a day. So what does that mean? It means that Godzilla vs. Kong is something people are really, really interested in, which is great. I really want to see it too. But they're dropping this at the same time as the Snyder Cut trailer. And in my opinion, that's a betrayal again. It's showing that Toby Emmerich and all those guys at DC, all the execs at DC that don't like Zack, that they're fucking with him. That's what I see. Now, and I say that also because if you watched my stream last night, which was like 3 hours, so I don't know how many of you did, we looked at an interview with Zack where he was talking about his problems with the distribution. And if you watch the interview and you see the interview, Zack is like, he is sad. You can tell that he is like beaten down, that he is frustrated, that he is upset because in this scenario, they're not being able, like it's like a worldwide rollout is not available for this movie. And he's got a ton of fans that are around the world that are clamoring to see this movie, that were part of the fandom to see this movie, that are going to have to miss out on seeing it legally when it comes out because it's not going to be available everywhere. And now they got a month to figure it out and they're going to make a lot of headway in that month, but you can tell that it's frustrating. And you can probably tell that in some aspects, it's probably going to be hindered by Warner Brothers because they handle worldwide distribution via either Warner Home Video, Warner Brothers itself when they do their theatrical release. And so they've got the ins to these particular outlets in order to be able to work these deals. And it comes across to me like they're twiddling their thumbs or they're not helping out in the best possible way. Because, you know, the rumor has it, the belief structure is that because Warner's doesn't get anything out of this, no financial gain out of this, which is a fucking lie, that they're not going to help out. No, this is outright an attack on Zack. Outright an attack on Zack. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, let me take a quick look here at the chat. What you guys are saying about this. Catalin says, fuck WB, still no Mortal Kombat trailer. Yeah, we'll get it probably early March. Right? We'll probably get it early March. Or we'll get it soon enough. So what are you guys saying here? Let me just take a quick look. Because I'm probably just going to wrap this up here in a second then. If you guys are just going back and forth. Okay, yeah, you guys are just going back and forth about Marvel versus DC, which is your own thing. So, all right, I think I'm just going to wrap it up then. So listen, I think that Warner Brothers is actively messing with Zack Snyder. I think that they are, Jay here says Warner Brothers absolutely betrayed Zack. They hate his guts. That's what it feels like to me. I think it's one of those things where it's pretty terrible that they're doing it the way that they're doing it. And unfortunately, they just don't have their shit together, and they probably won't for a while. And I think that's frustrating to Zack. You can see it in his eyes. You can see it in his words and the way he was talking about the distribution. The trailer was fantastic. Warner's had to come in with this kneecap for some reason. They couldn't wait till tomorrow. They couldn't give him 24 hours. And even Jason Kilar last night had said on Twitter that the 24-hour response is going to be interesting. Now, did he know that Godzilla v Kong trailer was going to drop? Is he trying to pit the two movies against each other, or to see which one comes out on top? It feels like it's a company that's fighting within itself, which shows that there's an absolute lack of leadership, which shows that there's an absolute lack of cohesive leadership and a pathway forward. And it's sad to watch, because what we're seeing right now is we're seeing a person being torn apart. That would be Zack. The Ghost Who Walks here says, I think AT&T being in power and calling the shots will prevail for Zack long term. You're trying to look at the bright side, dude. I completely agree. So I think it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. Jay here says, Hollywood is a savage business. You work there, so you would know. I do. I'm hoping that they sort the whole thing out. I'm really hoping that they sort the whole thing out, because I think Zack deserves better. There was a $2 or $20 Mexican super chat here. Sorry, I missed it. Thank you very much, Alfonso. People gonna pirate it so much if no HBO Max in the US, or out of US. Well, HBO Max is going to be available in like Latin America, for example, mid-April, a month after the Snyder Cut comes out. So yeah, you know what I mean? Like a month after the Snyder Cut comes out, that's when it's going to be coming. So that's the whole point. What you're seeing is a scenario where it comes across like they are, dragging their feet instead of actively trying to find a way to promote this, because this is going to be what pushes the DC brand on HBO Max. I'm sorry, it's not Wonder Woman 84. That movie wasn't good. They were out there touting the numbers for that thing, which is fine, which is what they're going to do. But I feel like they're doing everything they can to make people forget that the Snyder Cut's even coming to HBO. To come to HBO Max. So it's like, what are they doing? Why aren't they, I don't know. It's very frustrating. So with any luck, we'll find out more. As time goes on. I'm always curious to know what you guys have to say about this. I'm going to wrap it up. My voice is starting to go. I'm going to be coughing here in a sec. If you guys haven't already, please leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. If not, it's all good. I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you for watching, and peace out.